We're going to be starting a little differently today. This is not your usual podcast episode. And if you can't tell already, I am really struggling to hold back tears. I woke up this morning and the last thing I wanted to do was record this podcast, but I knew that I had to. And I thought to myself, how am I going to do it? How am I going to hold it together? How am I going to be my usual bubbly self and my positive self and the version of me that shows up and kicks people's ass, because I don't feel like that today. So let me take you back a little bit in time to explain. I have a really small family. Some people have really big families, and I love that as well. I didn't grow up in a family like that. I grew up in a really, really small, intimate little, tiny, weeny little family. It was just my mum, my dad, my brother and I, and my uncle and his partner. My uncle was just everything to me. From the time I was little, every year when The Wizard of Oz would come on TV, he would come and pick up my brother and I. We would go back to his house and watch The Wizard of Oz on TV and stay up late and eat snacks. And he was the fun uncle. He was fabulous. So he was the one I would go to for tips on makeup and lipstick and clothes and all the things. And I loved every minute of it. He was incredibly positive. He was so chirpy. He was happy. He had an amazing word for everybody. And whenever you were feeling down, he knew exactly what to say to pick you up and make you feel so much better about yourself. But of course, this is not a Disney movie. This is real life. And 3 years ago now, his beautiful partner passed away. And then shortly after that, my mum passed away, and now my beautiful uncle has also gone. And my dad, my brother and I are just sad, really, really sad. Now, I could have skipped doing the podcast. I could have done it another day, another time, but it comes out Thursdays, and I hadn't done it earlier because of what had been going on this week. And so it was going to be a matter of, do I keep my word to all of you, but most importantly myself, by putting the podcast out today, or do I just pretend that it isn't a thing and I sit in my misery and cry all day? Now, not that it's bad or wrong. This is a very sad time. And as you can hear, I have been crying all day. But I know, deep in my heart, I know that if I'm feeling called to make sure I honor my word today, then I'm able to do it. Regardless of what circumstances are going on around me, I'm able to do it. And it was very important to me, and it is very important to me that this podcast is really real and raw, as you can hear. It doesn't get more raw than this. What I want this space to be for myself and for you is a safe space for real life to occur. And the reason I wanted to bring this to you today is because, yes, I am smack in the middle of real life. And whilst this is going on around me and I feel absolutely heartbroken, I still have to show up and commit to what I had promised myself I was going to do. Now, let's pivot for a moment. I had a message from one of my most beautiful private clients this morning. And she asked me a question that no private client has ever asked me before. Nobody has ever asked me before. Nobody in my life has ever asked me this question before. And I thought it was incredibly brave of her. And it shows the level of maturity that she's reached in her journey and her commitment to herself just purely by asking this question. And I wanted to share it with you, because what unfolded after this was so beautiful that I thought this is worthy of letting you all share it with me so that we can help each other and grow from it. What she did was she sent me a message that said, "Hey, Kylie, obviously
if people work with me, it's because you're struggling with food. Food is an issue. You're still dealing with your weight. It's not like you have any other major obstacles going on in your life. It's usually just that there's an emotional eating component and you're eating too much shit at times that it doesn't need to be consumed. She said to me, Kylie, in your opinion, you've known me now for a little bit. Please tell me, please just lay it on the line. What do you see in me that I'm not seeing? What do you see that could explain why I'm still messing around with this? That's not the words that I would have tried. I would have gone, why I'm still fucking around with this. That isn't what she said. I don't recall exactly what she said, but she said, why am I still in this position? There's something that is going on that I'm not seeing, but I know you can see it. Tell me what it is. This is such a brave and bold question. And the response I gave to her, yes, whilst it's applicable to her, it's applicable to each and every one of us. So if you find that you have been stuck in an emotional eating cycle, struggling with your weight, up and down, yo-yoing, I lose some weight, but then I gain it back. I went to WW, but now I've gained the weight back. All of that shit, this is going to be so helpful for you. Now, everybody's situations and circumstances are always going to be unique to them, which is why the nuances within my answer will change person to person. But you will be able to take the overarching theory that I'm about to share with you and apply it to your life with huge success. If you will just be able to tweak this one thing, it can change the entire trajectory of your weight loss journey. I want you to imagine that you won a competition and Oprah was going to fly you over to see her and she was going to give you $1 million, or even $1 million's not that much these days. It's tragic, but it's true. She was going to give you $50 million. She's going to go, listen now. Now this is pretty exciting. Fucking Oprah, you've won a competition with Oprah, the queen herself, and she's going to fly you over to wherever her ass is, right? Now you've got production crew calling you, the cameramen are teeing things up, plane tickets are being booked, all accommodation is happening and all kinds of shit is going on. And you're about to leave in a few days' time to be flown over to see Oprah herself, and she's going to give you $50 million fucking dollars. You've got the evidence. Emails are in your inbox. You're expected to turn up at a certain time. There is SMSs telling you that the limo will be here at this time. Would you sit back and do fuck all? Or would you be like, oh my God, booking the hair appointments, the nail salon. I need to, make sure the house is clean before I go and I better pack a bag. You would be getting your shit together so fucking fast because you're about to head over to see Oprah. You're on your way to see Oprah. You've got everything confirming it and the evidence is all around you. All you have to do is be waiting out the front of your house for that limo. Now, would you or would you not make sure your little ass was out the front of your house at the appropriate time waiting for the limo? Of course you fucking would. It's Oprah and her producers and her entire crew. They are all in on this and they're doing it for you. You've got the evidence, you've got all the signs, and it's fucking Oprah. She's trustworthy. The woman builds colleges and universities and shit over in places for underprivileged girls. I don't know. Okay, I'm not thinking the clearest today. But we know what kind of person she is. We know what kind of character we has. And we know that when she says she's going to do something and a whole fucking crew is involved, it's a done deal. So you will act appropriately and make sure you're fucking ready. Let's flip this, shall we? And look at the other side of the story. When you tell yourself, oh my God, okay, this is it. This is really it now. I'm going to get excited because I'm getting my shit together with food and I'm going to clean up my eating. I'm going to follow Kylie's eating codes and I'm going to join a gym and I'm going to fucking do this and I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to make sure my shoes are ready and waiting at the end of my bed every night so that my gym clothes are there and it's all set and done. However they fucking tell us to make sure you lay your clothes out at night. That is not going to fucking motivate me, but whatever. You tell yourself this shit, but then day after day after day, do you do it or do you not? Do you do it or do you make an excuse? Do you do it or do you find a reason not to do it? We all know which side of the fence you're sitting on, honey. Please don't lie. Don't lie to me. Please, I am you. Day after day, you find an excuse, a reason, something. Oh, I couldn't do it today. I couldn't because my boss called me and kept me back late. Couldn't do it today because I had to drop the kids off at school. Couldn't do it today because I wasn't feeling well and the cat threw up in my gym socks. Okay, Right. Like you don't have more socks in the drawer you could have fucking put on and got your ass to the gym anyway. But you don't do it. You don't do it because you don't really believe that you were ever going to do it. Why don't you believe? Because you've got no track record of holding your word to yourself. Oprah has a very good track record of holding her word. Every day when she said, I'm going to come on your airways every day at midday, she was fucking there. There she was. I knew to expect Oprah. There was no fear in my mind that while her show was running that she just wouldn't be there one day on whatever network you watched her on. Whenever you turn on the TV, you knew day after day she was going to be there because she told us that she was going to be there. I'll see you tomorrow. That's what she was like. Okay, I'll see you all tomorrow. And tomorrow she would be there. But no, not you. When you tell yourself, okay, tomorrow's the day I'm really getting my shit together with food. I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to stop the emotional eating. I'm going to stop drinking so much. I'm going to stop eating so much. But you don't. You have absolutely zero self-trust, self-integrity, or self-belief that you're really going to do the things that you say you do. So you might give other people your word. You might say, yeah, I'll come over. I'll help you move house. I'll do this. I'll do that. And you do it because you gave your word to someone else. But you think that there's no real consequences if you break your word to yourself. What does it matter? I mean, nobody knows. Doesn't really matter. It's not affecting anybody but me. That's what you think. Honey, who's the fucking most important person for you to be keeping your word to? Is it someone else? Is it even fucking Oprah? No, it's you. The most important person you need to keep your word to is yourself. Every single time that you don't follow through on what you said you were going to do, you break your own trust just one more time, and chip by chip, crack by crack, you completely shatter your own self-belief. Then you look in the mirror and hate yourself and wonder why you feel so shitty about yourself. Because you haven't got a track record of being a powerful woman who sticks with the plans that she makes, the promises she says, and the actions that she says she's going to do. So the next time you sit back and think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? I want you to flip that question like my beautiful client did and ask, what is it that I'm not seeing? Where am I not holding myself to my own set of standards? If somebody else constantly broke their word to me and said, I'm going to come and I'm going to help you and I'm going to make you sandwiches and I'm going to do these things, and they didn't fucking do it time after time after time, would you continue to keep them in your life, or would you boot them the hell out because they're untrustworthy? The saddest part about this is you can't get away from yourself. You're stuck with yourself. Why do you think you get so frustrated with yourself? Because the only person who's controlling whether you follow your word or not is you. And you can't even do that. I promise you, all you have to do is put your word out there, yes, to yourself, and then stick with it. And when you can do that for day 1, day 2, day 3, month 6, and month 12, suddenly it's a completely different person that arrives on the other side of that timeline. But you've got to start sticking with your word first. And if you need a little help with that, you know where you need to go. Come on over. The link is in the show notes, kyliepax.com/F the scale, honey. That is where it is all happening. That's where every woman that joins F the scale loses weight. That's where we support each other. We lift each other up. I have all the courses in there for the blueprint for exactly how I lost my 20 kilos, plus everything else you need to know, the meditations that help you lose weight in your sleep. I just can't even. You need to get on over there. Scoot your little booty on over there, because if this week has taught me anything, it is that life is too short to still be dealing with this shit. I am sending you all tremendous amounts of love. Thank you for sticking with me in my Real as Fuck podcast episode. And I will see you again next week. Until then, gorgeous ones, bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to kyliepax.com and join me inside of F the Scale so that you can stop emotional eating and start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources inside my past podcasts that will help you lose the weight without the BS. I'll see you next week.